All right, hi everybody. If you're watching the replay, put in the comments that you saw what we're going to do today. It's Monday afternoon. Happy Monday, everybody. I am recovering from probably the best party I've ever been to, or one of the top three for sure. My niece's wedding yesterday. My sister threw an epic party for her at the Park Chateau, and it was a great celebration. And you know when you have like a really good time with people and you wake up the next day and you're like, your heart's full and you're like all your memories and you're remembering this and that and you're just having a great time, just soaking in like the happiness of the day. It was a great day for our family, and my niece married her longtime best friend Derek, and it was just a great time. And I'm like a happy tired today, and so if I'm a little bit slow, that's why. It was a lot of dancing, a lot of running around, a lot of fun, a little drinking, and yeah, can't say enough about it. I'm just so overwhelmed with happiness for everybody. So anyway, while we're here today, let's move on. I am going today to show you how to cast art stones out of molds. And where are my glasses? Hold on a second. All right. So I have a bunch of silicone molds that I bought. Some are from Amazon, some are from Happy Dotting Company. These are just silicone, and they come in varying shapes. One of the things that when I started dotting, I realized very quickly was that there's nothing more satisfying than dotting on an absolutely porous, smooth, even surface. And I realized then why people prefer to cast their own stones instead of going in the garden and finding something and trying to paint on that. Especially when you're starting out, the last thing you need are bumps and holes in what you're working with when you're trying to just solely concentrate on perfecting your dot technique. So if you go on Etsy, you can find, they call them plaster stones. It's kind of plaster. I use gypsum, and I'll explain all that in a moment. But when you go online, you can get a stone which is about this size right here. Very simple. It's like a small dome. What is it? 3 inches? Yeah, that's 3 inches. These go for $5 plus shipping, and it depends on where they're shipping from. If you're making 4 of these a day, it becomes extremely expensive. So I decided to learn how to make my own. And it was a couple of YouTube videos. One, the most powerful one was from the Happy Dotting Company. I forget the name of the woman who did it, but it was really educational. If you go on YouTube and you want to see more in addition to what I'm doing here, go check her out as well. And you can, when you see it happen and you see it going on, hi honeys, hi, who's that? Melissa Carabelle, hi. Melissa, yesterday, oh my God. Anyway, so we're gonna make these today, that's it. And I have my tools here, and before I move the camera down to show you how I'm working, I'll just lift up. This is a dollar store bowl that I use over and over again. I wipe it out and use it constantly. These are some of the molds that I'm using. This one I just got, and this will be the first time I'm using this one. It is, hi Robin Stark, how are you? Hi Isabella, how are you? This is, what do I have? This is really cool because what I've been doing is I'm making votives with a regular stone mold. And what I do is I would put a votive glass in it after I poured it and pray and hope for the best. And I would come out with this. The problem is I would have this, I don't know if you could see it. It kind of sticks out on the bottom, and it's vulnerable because it's glass. It works, it does the trick. I put a little votive candle in here and it's really cute. But they came out with, you can do it all in one. So I'm really excited to try this and see how it comes out. If this works out successfully, we'll do a workshop definitely on just votive candles alone. So that's that. We were gonna do hearts. Now I have a beginner dot class tomorrow night, and my students my new students usually want to do one or the other. They want to do a canvas or a stone. They have their mind set already when they come in. So I like to have enough stones available for them as well as canvases. I buy the canvases, but I need to get my stock of stones up. So that's why I'm doing it today. And that's when I figured I'd show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm going to make 2 of these flat hearts. These turn out looking like this. These are really fun to paint. I love these. These are probably my favorite. So I'll make a couple of those. We'll make a couple of these guys, which are just the big flat stones. Easy to work with, especially when you're starting out. This one's really fun. It's a 3D heart. And this is the mold for that. These are just really pretty and fun. This is all fun. There's a baby one, which I gave away the babies. I keep giving away. I don't even have anything to show you right now. So, oh wait, here it is. This little guy, which I resin poured, and I have to fix. I have to stay on the bottom because the resin got stuck, but I don't know if you can see, it's really shiny and cute, but this was not dotted. This was an acrylic pour, and I resined it. What else are we gonna do? These are little spirals on here. I don't know if you can see that. Hi, Liv. Hi, Eric. And the kids love doing these. I try to do these. I figure we can make some really artsy, fun things with this. I got the molds from Amazon. They're like cupcakes. It comes in a cupcake tin. It's a big mold. Not great, but I want to give variety in case someone wants to do it, so I do that. And then we do coasters. This is a square one. This is a flower-shaped one, and this is a hexagon. And I was surprised how many people just love to do these because they're small, they're quick, and they're great to practice on, and then you can varnish it and actually have something that's usable at home. So that's that. So let's get started. I have a little box of gypsum here that I put in, I take out of a giant bag. I order my gypsum from Utah, and it's one of the only places in the country that sell it. You can get it through another distributor, but it's more expensive. I usually buy 2 50-pound bags at a time. It costs me about $120, but the cost savings on the flip side is if I make my own stones, I save so much money on material costs, and I can pass that savings on to my students. So, and if you're doing a lot of dotting at home and you want your own stones, this is the way to go. So let me show you. I'm gonna start this way. Hi, Andrea Nichols, how are you? It's been a long time. I don't know if this is, whoa, I don't know if this is a good angle. Let's see if I move this out of the way. Okay, it looks good. Hi, Andrew, hi, Pat. This looks good. All right, so again, I have a little box. I put this from my big bags of gypsum. I pour it in here just for convenience sake because they're way too heavy to lug around, and maybe sometimes, you know, while I'm doing this I have to go refill it, but I'd much rather just do it from here. It's just easier and cleaner that way because it's dusty and it goes all over the place. You'll see what I'm talking about. So here's my scale. This poor scale has been through the ringer, but I love it, and it keeps on going, and it's beat up, but it's got me through a lot of eBay and art stuff. I love this thing. So I'm gonna turn it on, and as it warms up, the tare is right here. So we start at 0.0. I'm gonna put the bowl on it, and what I wanna do is zero it out. So I'm at 0 now. The mix ratio for gypsum cement, which by the way, when dried has, for you physics scientists out there, it has 6,500 pounds per square inch strength, compression strength. So that's really good. It's better than plaster. It's better than resin, which can nick really easily, you know, if you drop it. So I just love it. I love the weight of these things. It's very satisfying to hold, and the smoothness, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm zeroed out now. So what I want to do is the mix ratio for gypsum to water is 100 to 38 parts. So I'm going to do 100 parts of gypsum powder, where I'm just going to get 10 ounces in here. All right, so I'm at 10.02. I'm going to take a little bit out of there. Let me get to the right. 10, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way, move that aside. And I refill old water bottles and I keep that next to me just to keep things clean and neat. I'm also going to put on my handy dandy glove because I definitely don't want to get my hands in that mixture. It's non-toxic, but it's really messy. So I got this on. My 12-year-olds might come flying through the door when they get home from school. Just all right. So I have 10 ounces in here. So I want to pour 3.8 ounces of water in there because again it's 100 to 38. So I'm going to tear it out, and so I zeroed this out again. So now I can start, and I wait for my numbers to read 3.8. So I'm going to pour 2, 3. And I want to go slow because it really is a pain in the butt. You lose consistency if you go off track too much. All right, I'm at 3.7. Up 3.8. I made it. Right on the money. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'll put the scale aside. And I have my mixture here, as you can see, which is water and the gypsum powder. And I let it sit for a moment. Hi, Denise. Hi, Dave. I let it sit for a moment, and I have my gloved hand. Now, I want to avoid air bubbles. So what I do is, when I come in, I do a motion, like a folding motion with the powder. And I mix it together. And I cut gently. I don't want to whip up bubbles, because bubbles do not make for a smooth surface. So I'm trying to get everything in here together. And after a while, this stuff heats up, and it's kind of cool when you hold a mold about 45 minutes into the setting process, you can feel the heat coming off of it. The chemical reaction is alkaline. Michael Marr. All right, so this is really smooth. It doesn't take a long time. So I have a nice consistency here. And let's see, what mold should I start with first? I have to make hearts, so let's grab a heart mold. So these I wipe out gently to make sure the dust is out of them, because again, any little thing can cause it to just not be smooth, and I don't like that. So here I go. Here's my mold. I'm just going to take it right from the bowl and pour it in right to the top. And that's it. That's all it takes. I'm going to move it aside to an even surface to set. I have more in here, so I'm going to go for a smaller to fill that up. And I think I'm going to go with this baby heart because I just can't get enough of these. They're just too cute. There it is. I'm going to order more so I can make more molds, just so that I can make more of these at a time. And what I generally do is when I have leftover, I don't want to waste this, so what I will do is I will start pouring a coaster, and I'll just keep refilling it as I go on. I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to try and get everything out of there. And that's it. And that's what you do. So these guys, I will let them sit for 3 hours. I can take them out of the molds after 3 hours. But after that, I really want to let them air dry, because when you're painting on them and you do a base coat, you definitely want it as dry as possible. It'll just mess up the texture of the paint over time. So I'm zeroed out again. Let me actually clear out my... So easy, right? Fun. But I do this like an assembly line because I have to make a lot of them. And also my son Simon has been fully trained in the art of this. So sometimes when he wants to make a little allowance money, I will say, go downstairs and make molds. Go make rocks. And he's good at it. He's got a skill. All right, so this is pretty dry enough. I'm gonna zero it out. And again, I start with the gypsum powder. And I have an old yogurt cup. Right, that brought me to 6.1. When I first started doing this, I was crazy about the exactness of it all. And then I started getting lazy and just kind of measuring by sight. And that was a mistake. If you're gonna go through the trouble making these, just do it right. Come on, there it is, 10. Okay, so 10 ounces of gypsum powder. And this is, what is this stuff called again? It's like a calcium, Ultra Cal. And you can find it online. There's a like for whatever reason, gypsum comes from the like Mountain West. That's where they get it all. And the more you buy, obviously, the cheaper it is. The more you buy it once. But economically, it still comes out to the best bet if you're in the market for art stones. So I want to get to 3.8. I went slightly over, so I'm going to put a dash in here. I am so tired today. I wish I had more personality. I'm sorry if I'm so quiet. Anne was with me yesterday. She knows about that party. A great day. All right, so I'm looking good here. It's very smooth. I see very few air bubbles, and I'm going to get ready to pour again. So again, these are the things I need more of. So I'm going to go with the large flat rock. The stone. They like to call them stones, art stones, to make it sound, but they're not like rocks. All right, I'm going to pour this. All right. So you can see I come right up to like, I don't know, like maybe a millimeter below the top. And let me finish this coaster off with the rest. Let me scrape out the rest. Okay, that guy's ready to go now. And then we go right back to the start again. Whoa. Those are my boys coming home. And my protectors. It sounds like they went through the front door. All right, so again, we'll do this one more time. And as you can see, it's not rocket science. Anyone can do it. And once you get used to it, you don't even have to think about it. Oh my gosh, our rescue dog Milo is a lunatic. And he's just upstairs causing trouble. But he's getting better. When we first got him, he really was tough. He had had 4 homes before he came to us. And he was only 11 months old. And oh, he was a handful. He still is, but in a different way. Very, very up in everyone's business, that dog. All right, so again, what'd I say? We're 10 to 38, so 3.8 ounces. I'll do it again. Oh, I did it again. I went over just a little bit, but that's okay. It's a tiny amount, so we'll just throw like a pinch of salt in there. And this stuff's really cool. You can feel it through the glove. It's just very, I don't know, there's something about it. It's probably what that oobleck feels like, which my kids did that. Very satisfying. Tonight I'm going to get my schedule together, and I'm actually going to schedule out the entire autumn through Christmas. And that way I can post that. I'm also in the process of having a website built, and the ultimate plan is to have a scheduler on the website, so that if you're interested in taking classes here at Seven Hearts Farm with Farm Girl Studios, you can do that online anytime. You don't have to wait for me to announce classes and then say, sorry, no more room. Good problem for me, but not so much for you if you're interested in taking a class. So if I can schedule it out far enough, it won't be that awkward first come, first serve thing, and it's way more dignity the other way. So I'm trying to get that up and running. All right, so I am going to, let me pour you this guy. This is like a, I call this the dome all the time because it's like, it's not as wide as the regular large stone, but it's like a higher top one. It's really cute. This is an example of what that will make. It just is, it's a higher, it has more height than the regular one. So I'll pour that right now. We'll see what, whoops. I really shouldn't do it on the scale, but it's fine. All right, got that. And I'll start my 3D heart, pouring that out. This thing is really cute. If you take my classes too, I'm happy to make you some rocks if you need some stones for yourself. If you're doing it at home, just let me know. I definitely take orders. And if it's too much and I have to charge you, I definitely do it at cost if you're one of my students. So there's a benefit to becoming a dot diva. All right, so let me get rid of that, and then I will talk to you about what else is going on. You've probably seen a lot of, hi Dave, you've probably seen a lot of my acrylic pours lately that I've been doing. I've been having so much fun with them. And what do I have nearby that I can get and just show you? Hang on a sec. Wait 1 second. You can look at the pretty artwork by the students behind me while I do that. All right, I'm coming. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of some of these. So this is I put a post with this one. This is what I've been working on the side. And hi Aunt Cara, how are you? This is so connection. I hope I'm not breaking up. Anyway, these are so incredibly fun. I've been having such a good time with these. These are called Dutch pours. They're not regular acrylic pours or dirty pours. Normally acrylic pours, when you first learn them anyway, you put your colors in a cup. You get the canvas, you turn the cup, you get on the cup, you turn the cup upside down, you lift it, and everything pours out and makes pretty lines and pretty colors and shapes, and you move it around a little bit and you torch it up a little bit to bring up the bubbles, and you're done. And that's all there is to it. With a Dutch pour, you're actually thinking it through. You're actually pouring your abstract art on separate areas of the canvas using deliberate colors and deliberate placement. And it's a different way of doing it, and it's far more challenging than you would think. I bombed. I made a lot of bombs, and I covered them already. But it's getting better. They're getting better. Like this is a good Dutch pour, I think. It came out. I used 3 colors. The abstract is there. There's evenness. There's something deliberate about it, and yet very flowy and random. So all at the same time. So I will be announcing that class, these workshops. I'm probably gonna do 3 of them. And if you take my regular dirty pour class, you'll be okay to then learn the Dutch pour, which is really fun. And in addition, what I've been doing, my husband taught me, and my husband is so cool. He does everything. Like we really are a match made in heaven, because I'm creating inside, he's creating outside, and then we have to stop for the kids and we have to create dinner for them, and it just works really, really well. And so he's become a master at resin pouring, because he pours resin in tables. He makes tables with like dark walnut is a great wood to use, but tables with the natural holes and nooks and crannies in them. He will plane it off, and all the gaps he will fill in with beautiful colored resin, and it dries clear or a little bit transparent. It just makes beautiful, they look like rivers going through the table, and they're just gorgeous. And he, through trial and error, has learned what to and not do with resin. So it was really nice to have him come in and say, this is what you do. And he prepared the cups for me. Then I learned how to do the cups myself. And, hi, that's Simon. And we were able to coat these with resin, which totally brings them to a new dimension of coolness. Like it's almost like a lucite cover to it. It's shiny and smooth and gorgeous, and I love it. So I want to make 1,000 more of these, only I want to do them on wood. These are stretch canvas over a hoop. Solid wood would be way much better. Would be far better. And so I'm going to have my talented husband cut circles for me out of pine and plane them off on the side so that we can make those. But that workshop will be coming up as well. So I know Monday nights aren't good for a lot of you. I'm going to offer a daytime, probably on Tuesdays. And I'm going to try and mix up the nights a little bit so that everyone has a chance to attend. We have a really good time here. And once you take a class with me, you can do the Diva drop-in, which means you're a veteran, you're a diva once you take a class with me. And that's just a drop-in, and we hang out, and that's like a wine night. We hang out. I don't teach, I'm just there to help you if you need it. And you dot with me, and we have a really good time. So hopefully we can transition Diva into pouring divas as well. So I'm gonna get you all there. We'll all do this together. So that's all I have for today. I will post a picture or 2 of these molds. Let me show you when they're done. Actually, this is what they look like when they're done. I showed you before. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to get off the camera now, and I'm going to continue making these and churning these out because I need to make enough for tomorrow night. And if you're attending class tomorrow night, I can't wait to see you. We'll have a really good time. They're home. I'm live. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Mom.
That one still loves me. Hi, baby. I'm out. Have a great night. Happy Monday. I might come on later because it's Monday night and I have no class. I'm moving forward without you. So take care.